Well, I tried a bit of Black Ops 7, I didn't get a proper chance to play it fully. I was aware of its availability to those who pre-ordered, they got early access to the beta, but I had no idea it was going to be open to everyone else that same weekend. I thought we had to wait another week or so. As a result, I literally only played for a couple of hours on Sunday and that was it. Now, it may not be enough time to give a full review on it, but from the time I played, honestly, it's okay. I wasn't bored by it, but I wasn't impressed either. If you have played Black Ops 6, this will feel exactly like that. The movement, the gunplay, they haven't really changed much on that front. They have taken things away though. You know, the tac sprint is gone, but not entirely. You can unlock it as a perk instead, so from the get-go, everyone's going to be running at default speed. You can still slide and all that, but there's a lot less opportunity for players to be breaking necks and breaking ankles with crazy movement, I feel. Black Ops 7 feels like a slightly slower Black Ops 6 in a Black Ops 3 environment with a hint of maybe Black Ops 4 UI in a sense, so just recycled stuff. You know, they've added some mechanics, wall jumping is a thing, but it's literally just one touch contact and that's it. You can't run on these, unfortunately. You'll be more like Sonic bouncing off springs on this game. One thing I noticed is that the wall jumping panels are located within the map, if that makes sense. I think in previous CODs like Black Ops 3 for example, a lot of the wall running opportunities were placed on the outer rim of the maps, allowing for quick flanking. But I guess since these are wall jumps, they want it to be more contained. You aren't going to be going full send on these things, it's literally just redirection, like you're in a pinball machine of sorts. As for the guns, I only tried 3 from the AR, SMG and LMG category, but I think a fan favourite for most players is the M15 Mod 0. This was the best gun for me. It's a great all-rounder, if not a bit overpowered. In every match I played, I'm sure over half the players in the lobby were using this gun. It's solid. The Dravik 45 was alright. Using its stock was a bit painful, you know, I was struggling to get the damage off in some instances and it felt like I was shooting peanuts to begin with, but with time it started to feel a little bit better. In 2 or 3 attachments and a scope and I'm good. Iron sights are hit or miss. They're still a good option because they make recoil seem almost non-existent and they're a valid sacrifice for the limited attachments permitted. I just needed a scope for this gun specifically. And lastly, the Mark 78. Now, I don't really use LMGs because they're just too slow for me, but this was surprisingly good. I think it did enough damage sometimes to get the drop on people even at close range, but yeah, for the guns I use, they seem pretty decent, with the M15 being a favourite of mine. My best games were with this gun. There weren't that many options during the beta though. COD always has a small number of weapon choices during the beta, so I assume they'll have more at launch. If that's the roster when the game comes out, it might be a bit concerning, but let's see. I will note though, I did quite like the HUD. Personally, I think it blows Black Ops 6 and Cold War's HUDs out of the water. It's giving off Division 2 vibes, you know, probably that's why I like it so much, you know, the barcode like health bar, the orange aesthetic for streaks, the font, etc. So I'm a bit biased here, but it's a neat little HUD. I did manage to get a few score streaks. Now your usual Scout Pulse, UAV and Counter UAV are back, and I guess they've brought back some nostalgic ones and new ones too. I have been on the receiving end of the hunter-killer drones, these wheeled robots that will chase and blow you up when in close proximity. The Gravemaker is going to be a serious problem. It's essentially a one-shot sniper that can see and kill you through walls. You do need to charge it up though, so there's a bit of a delay as a handicap, but hey, wall hacks. Now there is a large roster, so we didn't get to see them all during the beta, but for the ones I tried, I managed to use the Skewer, which is essentially an air-to-ground missile that picks off one target. It absolutely destroys enemies, and whilst you're typically safe around it due to the reduced splash damage, you do feel the impact, so I thought that was quite cool. And secondly, a streak called the Dog, which is basically an armored dog with turrets and a rocket pod. You do want to avoid this, but I think it's generous in the sense that you do have a small window to get out of line of sight before it shoots at you. There's typically a short delay from what I've seen. You just highlight where you want it to drop and let it go to work. It doesn't move lightning fast either, but at times you will find it kind of holding its ground at a position as soon as it sees its first target. It's like it's prepping to start letting bullets fly, so it's best not to engage then. Bullets do damage it, but I haven't lived long enough to tell the tale of how many rounds it takes. Rocket launchers may be the best counter, but I just avoid it altogether if you can, unless you work with your team to blitz it down. But yeah, I like those 2 streaks especially. I was playing very careful just before getting the Dog as I wanted to see it in action. But yeah, overall for the time I played, I thought it was okay. You know, it was fun at some points, but much of that can be attributed to the fact that I've played Black Ops 6, having maybe 100 hours or so in that game. The premise of 7 is not foreign to me, which is probably why I did alright all things considered, since 6 and 7 are not that much different from each other.
6-7! 6-7!
In my opinion, it's not a new game. Visually, yes, the futuristic stuff is back, you know, new streaks, the UI looks different and whatnot, but to me it just plays like 6 without tag sprint. That's all I can say really. Apparently production for both these games started at the same time, which puts things into perspective here. I genuinely think if gameplay is your thing, Black Ops 6 will do you just fine. You aren't missing much with 7. However, I did hear that Zombies was decent. I didn't get enough time to try that, so I'll probably watch some videos on it and see. Their campaign though includes co-op this time, which was rumoured to have a final mission where if you fail you have to restart the story again. I think the last time co-op was done was for Black Ops 3, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but if that's something you enjoyed with friends, then I can imagine some people would get it for that. Obviously it's a bit pricey just for the campaign though. Me personally, I don't think I'll be getting this. It's just too similar to Black Ops 6, so I don't really see a point in me getting it. I still like some aspects, you know, the streaks, field upgrades, the drones, etc. But I don't know, maybe I've just had enough Black Ops for now. We are expecting a new Modern Warfare next year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it for me really. If you guys tried the beta, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Dre, take care and see you next time.